My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright, let's talk, Klaasje.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you got here.
Nice? I don't know about that, officer.
She looks north towards the yard, where the ripe corpse of a man still lies on the ground, splotted with green and purple. The woman doesn't flinch, but there's something inside her light brown eyes, a sadness. You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell is opened in there.
Hell, you know not of which you speak. There are vortices of dark energy presence, but not to hell, to another place, a third place, much more different from our worlds. Nah, I just trashed the place. I'm gonna say Disco Infernum. Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit, because of the infernum.
She nods approvingly.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the world's most lamentable cop.
I'm sorry, I'm the sorry cop.
It's okay. It's absolutely okay to be that. What is this about, officers?
She nods compassionately.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man who was hanged. The people responsible have asked us to talk to you.
He looks down at the yard.
I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette. Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you've been through something difficult. What is your name, miss, for the record? Klaasje Amandau. And where are you from? Read for it. Republic of Oranje? What is Oranje? A bad memory, officer. I don't need to push that point. Understood, miss. It's the past. She takes a sip of her coffee. People can't go back to the past. Thankfully, it's implied. How old are you? I'm 28. She takes a drag. What do you do, miss? What is your specialization? Something stupid. Want to hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows Patrol Officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer. His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Mullins says. No, the man replies. I touched him, he's warm. He's warm? Mullins replies. Because he's under the radiator. You're a cop or what's that? Something stupid? You're a cop? No. More stupid. Oranje's lit. Oranje's lit? Oranje's literature? It's what I studied at the university. She raises both eyebrows. What is Oranje's literature about? Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranje's. All national literatures are. Only the name of the nation changes. If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove. Oranje's lit. What do you do with it? Oh, you got a literary degree. What are you doing with that? Nothing. I do nothing with it. How do you make money then? Money is very important. Show her some money. Cool. She looks at the black note in your hand. I made more money just by being than I have with Oranje's lit. Being what? Many things. A rolling skater instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37, she smiles. It's the world's most tired smile. Could we please take a look at your passport? I'm afraid you can't, officer. Why is that? Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets. Thank you for your candor. Why? They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river. I'm pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. How do I know then you've told us your real name? If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Klaasje Amandau. It's a weird name. She seems to be telling the truth, sire. Okay then. Okie dokie. She pours herself more coffee. If any of this has made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements. Thank you, that's it for the record. The record's so official. Nice room you've got there. Yeah, it's pretty deluxe. No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally. Hate to say it, but you got sad all over the place. Hate to say it, but you got sad all over the place. Yeah. She really draws out the vowel. I've contaminated it pretty bad. Is that why you're out here? She nods. The contamination spread from room to room. First I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door. What exactly is the nature of this contamination? For me, it's a mix of me with the lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk about the establishment is you. Talk around the establishment is you have an industrial sad spill in there. She taps the roof with her heel. Somewhere below, military-grade sad is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead to introspection. It's a demon who smells of betrayal and apricots. For me, it's alcoholism, miss. Something is bad, points to your head, in my head, in the past. I mean, two of those, the alcoholism and the something is bad in my head in the past, I think. Something is bad in my head in the past. That's where it always comes from, doesn't it? The head and from the past. It's a feeling. White and filled with doom, gaseous, invisible, deadly. It's everywhere. Sounds like you've got an advanced form of what I've got. With a bit of old love sprinkled on the top. Probably, yeah. Love is terror. She breathes in a large billow of menthol-infused smoke, savors it, and then lets it out slowly. What are you doing here in the whirling in rags? I'm wintering. How long have you been staying here? She calculates. About 4 months. I came in November. Why here? Here in the whirling? Here in Martinez or here in Revachol? Here on the Insulindian Isla. Came to see the new world, she shrugs. It's a tourist thing. This is by far not the only reason she's here. She isn't overly hiding it either. What happened to the old New World? It turned out to be a Sareth-infested third world slum. I'm gonna go for the same thing and then ask here in Revachol. I've always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of year. It's a tourist thing. It's not by far. Again. Here in Martinez. I've heard this is the place washed up disco has-beens go. Came to the right place? No, this is Sassy Town. It's where the future of dance lies. You're too young to have called yourself a disco has-been. You are too young to call yourself a disco has-been. She smirks. I am really not. Okay. And then here in the Welling. Because it's the funkiest place in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell. You got quite the collection of prescription drugs down there. No, I'm not going to tell her that I've been inspecting her personal private stuff. That window is new. It is. She moves slightly to your left to check her reflection in it. The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying. I have other questions for you. Okay. She takes a pensive drag of her cigarette. Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke. What is this wildflower? Show her the flower that I caught. She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact. Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell? Is that what you caught? Sambo style? What's Sambo? Martial art, sir. She raises an eyebrow. Is that it? Samurai boxing, or Sambo. Graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth and cool. Yes. Why was it there? Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer, because of the wind? Or an admirer? Any admirers, miss? Admirers? I'm too old to be a debutante. She looks over at the railing at the plaza below, and this place is no fashionable society. Question avoided. Let's conclude she has admirers. Plenty of them. I notice your room is close to mine. I have a personal question. Yes, you're just one room away. She pours herself more coffee. Very personal. Good, yes. This means she could have heard something, like what you were doing before you blacked out. Were you in Sunday night? I need to know what I did before I lost my memory. You do not need to know that. The lieutenant taps on his notebook. What you need to do is ask normal police questions. Like, he waits for you to finish the sentence. Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here. All right, fine, I will do that. Say something professional. They tell us you've been through something difficult. The conversation is about to get a lot darker. Something difficult? She raises her eyebrows. I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean? Were you sexually assaulted, miss? By sexually assaulted, do you mean? I'm just going to put the CW at the front of this episode. I'm going to edit it in. By sexually assaulted, you mean raped? She takes a quick drag, unperturbed. Yes. It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it? She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered. Not that. Yeah, it's 9:48. It's pretty early. What does that mean? Well, yeah. She draws the word out. I'm going to go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more. She searches for the word, then shrugs. Rapeable. By they, she means the Hardy Boys. Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted? Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery, sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier. Interesting. Titus asked you to spice things up for us? Pretty much. She cradles her coffee cup in both hands. Warming them. And what did happen between you and the victim? We partied. Wait, partied. Haven't I heard that before? I have. A lot of partying goes on. From Titus. About her and Titus' relationship. That's where you heard it. You mean like a birthday party? Yeah. She makes a twisting motion with her hands. We made balloon animals, drank lemonade, inflated a bouncy castle. Did you rim the lemonade glasses with sugar? I like to do that. Yeah, I love that too. Her voice is girlishly high-pitched now. We frosted the glasses, I unwrapped my bike, and there was a petting zoo with little white rabbits. Really? I would like it to have been that way, but it wasn't. How was it? We drank, sir. She takes a sip of her coffee. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him. What else? Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. You also had sex. You were lovers? I guess you could say that. Yeah, a bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be. How did you two meet? Lieutenant's voice is quiet and calm. Downstairs. She taps on the roof with her 10-centimeter heel. At the bar, he was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar. She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? With longing. She misses him. When was this? A month ago? Something like that? It must be hard for you, point to the yard, seeing him there all the time. Oh yeah, she says bitterly. I have multiple viewpoints. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams. You called us, the RCM. Yeah. Jackpot. The call, reported the hanging. That was you? I made it, she nods. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinet, they call it snitching. Reporting crimes is confidential in Revishonis. Before we go on, if it's snitching, then why do it? Or the caller's voice was disguised. I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked a landline a little. Nicked it how? With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into the cold wire. You were right to suspect there may have been foul play involved with the broken phone line. And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs. Did I? She looks into her coffee. Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing. Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry. Why go through all the trouble? I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires. Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do. I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. She looks away. He won't be down there long, miss. We will move the body to the morgue soon. What can you tell me about him? Name, age, eyes? Sorry, I can't do it. She pops on a cigarette. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know... hair? Another puff, more nervous. I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later. She means she sees him in her dreams. I've also seen him in a dream. You have? Not like I do, I imagine. She's run out of cigarette. Time to light a new one. I see him as me. She fishes a cigarette out of her pack and lights it, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke. I can see the similarity, yeah. She breathes out through her nostrils. The air smells of menthol. Funny, the lieutenant says softly. Funny how? Nothing, he says, and nods towards the yards. I also saw him. We had a long inspection, and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on. What did they hang him for, if not rape? He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing, she thinks. But you probably know about it all. And his role in this strike was what? I think he was in security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous. And they lynched him for it? She nods. How do the Hardy Boys know you? They're frequent guests. Downstairs. She looks at the floor. It's tarred. They have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now. And how did you meet? Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. Did you party? A little, yeah. Like you partied with the deceased? No, not as hard. I'm sorry you have to ask this. But have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys? I have. Which one? Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter. Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him? Could that have been why they lynched him? Jealousy? I hope not. A pause. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea. What do you mean? Men like that? I don't know. Another pause. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me. Thank you for telling us all this, miss. She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid. We should head back downstairs. We should head back downstairs, officer. The lieutenant looks at you. We may have things to discuss there. I had something else. Before we go, a little thing. She nods, silvery cigarette. Okay. A legendary volition. I'm going to roll that. Yeah. She looks back, time moving slowly, the triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile. Don't worry, we will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise. You're advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit. What's happening? Nothing. Just time passing. Don't worry. Anything out of the ordinary, and you would be notified. Air moves in her windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. Get back to detecting. Am I being beguiled? She presses her elbows against her waist and slowly turns her head. Her hair brushes against her shoulders, making a small hissing sound, almost imperceptible. Avert your eyes. The strange moment ends. It was brief. No longer than 2.2 seconds. Let's return to this later, miss. Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m. Drinking coffee, most likely. Okay, this is a different building. There's a small, heavy door. Where does this lead to? I don't know. He makes a note in his notebook. It's not the first closed door we've found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door. Do you think it's important? I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and... He nods towards the young woman. A number of people connected to this case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant. Push. It's barred from the inside. You hear a bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy too. Very sturdy. Okay, let's go back downstairs into my room, and then let's talk with Kim. Okay. There we go. I don't have anything to increase my volition, so can't go and
Looks
redo
like
that
we
roll.
have more to discuss with those so-called hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
His voice is lowered. You think this will make them cooperate? Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision not to corroborate the story was definitely not part of the plan. Say in a hushed voice, why did she tell us all of that? What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. She seems candid. You think so? A shadow runs across his face. Being candid is the best way to lie. The appearance of candor, with some facts thrown in, draws attention away from whatever one chooses to omit. She may be trying to control the pace of the investigation. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our inquiries will bring us back here soon enough. Agreed. Agreed. Let's go downstairs. I mean, I was going to talk in my room, but that conversation is now already passed. I should probably go back and press the Hardy Boys now. I have a little bit more information. They should be responsive to it, hopefully.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Let's go over the rape victim again. No. Okay. Klaasje says she wasn't raped. Fuck! The big man's eyes and veins bulge. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted! You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed. For the record, she steps in forcefully. Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore. Nor did he say anything about trusting her. Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He turns back to you. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea. She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down. She doesn't fucking trust you. Yeah, she's crazy, you know. The rat-faced man says carefully. A crazy bitch, you know the type. She's fucked up. This is a diversion. Stay on track. Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth. Lawman, he says through clenched teeth. I am at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and says, I am going to fucking hit you. Duck. Titus Hardy. Her voice rings across the room like a warning shot. Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood? When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. Am I understood? It gives her voice a strange hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move when she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. Someone has to rush in to break the tension, second in command. Look, copper. The tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention. We know the dead fuck was a rapist and a killer. We've got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. He turns to Titus, who's still breathing heavily. What's the harm, right? Yeah, jerkwad. He slams an audio tape on the table. Listen to this shit, then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man. This is their last play, this tape. This story is in tatters, a mess. But it might be nice to listen to, but at this point you don't need to. Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. You don't care about evidence? His eye twitches. The fuck are you a cop for then? Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They're fucking keeping score on their bulletin boards. I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about. There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind. Fine. Don't forget the tape, lawman. Fine, I'll listen to it. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that, he says, adjusting his belt buckle. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness one day. Somehow I think I'm not really going to need that many reminders of that. Door Gun and Megamix. A magnetic tape acquired from Titus Hardy. It supposedly holds a recording of the mercenary task force. Radio communications recorded via a de-encryption station. Not a good omen. Requires a boombox to play. Dried Maybells. This is the wildflower you caught. One of a bouquet of muguets you found on the whirling roof. It's shedding its petals quickly in your pocket. 6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white and a bell-shaped crown. What is this, Kim? This is the Insulindian lily. The lieutenant corrects his glasses. Called Maybells, or Lucille's tears during the revolution. Girls used to pin these to soldiers before sending them off to battle. Who pins them? Which side? The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color. But the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the Kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War. What does the flower blossom? Does the flower blossom early in spring? Yes, but not this early to my knowledge. He observes the petals. It looks dried, preserved. Is it a coincidence, it being on the roof? Maybe. Maybe not. He takes a note in his little notebook. We'll see. Very well, put the flower back in my pocket. The petal feels dry and fragile in your hand. You stare at Great Door Gun and Megamix. If only you had a boombox, you'd be able to play Titus's tape. The tape feels ominous. Upon it, the dead speak. Respect the tape. All right. So boombox, boombox, boombox. I think there was like one in my room, but it might have been broken. Where else would I find a boombox? I swear I came across one. Oh, hang on. There's a guy selling one out on the street, isn't there? That's not a boombox. That's a recording machine. I don't know if it's going to work. Stereo 8 player. It seems it's completely broken now. That would have been very useful with the Megamix. He stares at the tape player, but it isn't anymore. Any ideas? My kinema only comes with a radio, he ponders. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn stop. He has stuff. It's not my fault. Of course, he notes. We should try to find a new tape player. Roy. Okay, just redirecting me to Roy again. Cool. You know what? I've got more composure. Let's have a look and see if we can change the expression. Well, I wanted to do the encyclopedia, I guess, but maybe I should level up encyclopedia so that I can do it again. I strongly suspect that's probably a good idea right now. I should also go back and cash in my Tare bottles. Feels like we don't really have anything in here that we have to operate anymore. I should start working up a full list of the stuff that I want to do after Kim goes to bed. Okay. Hang on. New person.
There! Working class drunk! You know what that means, right?
Case solved.
Who's Dick Mullen now?
I am.
Cracked it! All in a day's work!
Wait, what exactly did I crack?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look how working class that drunk is!
It's her husband! The missing husband!
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit!
Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing, though? But he is missing. You heard her, the worry in her voice. This doesn't add up. I'm only making a fool of myself.
Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher, you're an officer of the law. It's time to ace this case and brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later.
Give me champagne, I'm going in.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go tell the working class woman what you found right now.
Maybe we should talk to him first. This ain't nothing to me. I make my way, so Always have, always will. They don't know me. No one knows me. I work hard, I play hard. Nobody works harder. It's hard, you know? Sweet. Found your husband. You were right. I'm a cockatoo. Excuse me? I went and read up on them, just like you said. I even decided what kind of cockatoo I am. Want to know? I don't know. The most... Wait, hang on. What is her voice again? I don't know. The most talkative one? She's clearly ready to put the question aside. No, I'm the fuck-up-a-two. The what now? The fuck-up-a-two. The one who's always fucking up everything. No, you're not. Don't think that way. She says, slowly shaking her head. The wind brings a strand of hair to her rough face. You're just a regular cockatoo, and let's leave it at that, okay? She doesn't want you to be the fuck-up-a-two. Protect and serve, madam. I found your husband. She crosses her arm. God damn it. I already told you. My husband is not missing. I found him, nonetheless. I'm Dick Mullen. Very well, then. Where is he? She seems very impatient, her hands picking now on a random book cover. Our hammer-toting comrade was at the bottom of those stairs. Excuse me? She blinks. I don't follow. There is something else hiding in her voice, a trace of worry. I found a working-class drunk, and I thought he might be yours. Right, because working-class women come with alcoholic husbands. She glances over your shoulder towards the drunk. You know what? Remember the what. Never ever say what. What? You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one. Ha! Blam! Knew it! But you told me your husband's alright. I did, and he is. She takes a step back. And he's also an alcoholic. So he's missing as well. No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, in Jamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends. She looks away. I haven't seen him for... Well, hell with him. She has completely forgotten about her book, staring blank into the distance ahead. There, she's worried now. Uh-oh. Kim, is it just me, or do we have a missing persons case here? I wouldn't be so sure, he replies before turning to face the working class woman. Ma'am, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police? Report what? He's just out drinking with friends. God, traveling accent again. Report what? He's just out drinking with friends. I'm sure the police has better thing to do than chase down local goofballs. Not at all. The LCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. We care about you. Honestly, I just think missing persons cases are mysterious. They're not all they are cracked up to be, officer. Why not? Because people either show up on their own or you never find them, he says with a flash of teeth. But isn't that mysterious? I'd say there's nothing mysterious about incompleteness. It's in fact rather unpleasant. You're wrong there. Incompleteness is the essence rather of mystery. Well, I still want one. I want a missing person case. All right then. He has questions now. What kind of questions? What does your husband look like? She eyes you head to toe. Honestly, not that different from you. So let me guess, he's disco. Oh, thank God, no. She begins to laugh. He hasn't come down to this yet. Why did you say your husband resembles me then? Well, he's slightly chubby. I see. What else? What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket and bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand sewn. I made it myself. She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds, it's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. Who cares about cold when you have your cool jacket to wear? You can totally sympathize. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it? She looks at you, shaking her head. Well, the jacket is really cool. I can totally understand. Well, what can you do? I hope that at least the extra lining keeps him warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch a cold. She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park or on the coast. It's making her more and more worried. When did you last see him? Yesterday morning. He went to the library. Her eyes become cold with recollection. He wanted to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. She scoffs. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. It just makes me feel weak. Going for around 36 hours then? Damn, this is a missing persons case. Told you! Her husband's missing! I knew it! I knew it! Of course, he wasn't missing yesterday because he'd only been missing for maybe 4 hours at that point, which means it wasn't really a missing persons case. But I knew it! She turns away from you in an attempt to recover. I think I got it. Thanks. So you are going to look for him? She generally wants to know now. Don't make her ask. Yeah, I'll bring him back to you. Thank you. You sense gratitude in her voice. Please do. Even though I'm unsure he will return by himself, I'm still sure of that. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself, I'm still sure of that. She tries to maintain a brave front, even though her eyes reveal the opposite. I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kutsuragi, know? He hands her a slip of paper. The woman takes it. It's a phone number. I will. Of course, officer. But I said it's probably nothing. Talk about your husband again. Don't have anything to say there. And no. Still no hug. Still don't give a hug to anyone who don't want to hug you. You memorize the titles. Lose 87, Radio City. Seems important. Ooh, I haven't gotten to speak to either of you yet. Hello, geezer.
Life. It doesn't need to be a struggle.
He covers his mouth to hide a burp.
Oh, I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to angry old Rene first.
He nods to his partner. Fine.
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, Rene. What do you want?
He rubs his chest and spits, and then he turns to you. Do you know anything about the man hanged in the back of the whirling in rags? Unfortunately, I don't. Hang on. His voice was like, pull yourself together, Rene. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but the affair has passed by me completely. And most of the locals, in Martinez, the union is the law. Can you really blame them? But you don't have a problem with cops? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the efforts to bring order to our streets. He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is best spent discussing politics. What about police women? I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. There are no duties RCM women couldn't carry out. But you must agree that nature in her infinite wisdom has made men more fit to perform certain more challenging tasks, don't you, officer? Oof. Oh. People like sexists and misogynists will use biology as a guise for their sexism and their misogyny. Like the constant kind of like, oh, muscle density is different and bone density is different and that kind of stuff, right? But the thing is, like, when they use that in the context of talking about women's roles in industry or in the military or in the police force or any of those kinds of things, they're not really talking about the biology, right? They're not just having a biological conversation. The context that is provided when they talk about those things in that specific situation is as a justification rather than as an actual appeal to any biological sense. So unfortunately to say, like, yes, I guess that's true, is to concede a point. The problem is, like, I don't think there's any evolutionary inequality at play there. It's stressing the word Annie, right? And then all Rene has to do is turn around and say, no, there are biological differences. And suddenly I'm conceding the whole argument to him. Oh, that's really annoying, Rene. I really wish I had a third option here that was like, yes, but mentioning that in this context is clearly used for discrimination rather than actually concern. Like, what part of firing a gun is more innately male? What part of firing a gun is more evolutionarily male? Oh, none is the answer. None. the gold medalist, like, was it? I think it was actually shooting, the Olympic sport, that the gold medalist, when they were integrated, was a woman. Like, it's not, it's at that rate about training, but like raw physical strength things, due to certain biological differences in muscle density in particular, do have a difference, but you shouldn't use that to justify discrimination. And that's clearly what he's doing in this instance. Like, specifically, for me to say, what about the policewoman? I'm confident they're indispensable in regard to all paperwork and other administrative duties. That is assigning a gender role, right, to those kinds of things. To perform more challenging tasks. No, you consider them more challenging as a way to denigrate those who can't perform those specific tasks with that specific, like, evolutionary or biological background, right? They're just different tasks. Like, for instance, you can't have a kid. Sorry, bud, that's a real challenging task that you're not fit to perform. But, say, yeah, I guess that's true. I really hope that's not just seeding the whole conversation to a sexist, though. No reason to feel bad about that. It's just a way of the animal kingdom. You know what? I'm going to ask the same stuff again. Better not be implying that women are unfit for fieldwork. There we go. You better not be implying that women are unfit for fieldwork. I'm merely stating the nature in her infinite wisdom. Her infinite wisdom. Didn't you previously say nature in its or his infinite wisdom? In her. No, you did say her. Has made men more fit to perform certain more challenging tasks than women. Remaining headstrong, making tough decisions on the spot, or even tackling physical objectives. A few examples of such challenges. Tell me something you're really good at, and I'll find a woman who's better. I don't want to get into this argument with a police officer, he replies calmly. Let's just say the last 82 years, I've repeatedly seen my beliefs confirmed in full. Yikes, my dude. Yikes. The amount of times I've had that conversation of, hey, you just said something sexist and or racist and or homophobic. And the other person saying, well, I've seen it, all right? I've seen it out in the wild. It's like, man, your anecdotal proof means absolutely nothing to me. Shut up. Know what the plural of anecdote is? Anecdotes, not data. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Disco Elysium. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.